Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I have a driving comparison between a 2021 Ford Escape SE and a 2021 Bronco Sport Big Bend. I want to give a huge shout out and thanks to the dealership where I work at for letting me review these two cars. The Escape is a 1.5 liter front wheel drive and the Bronco Sport is 1.5 liter all wheel drive. Alright guys, just set up my POV hat here. Hopefully it has a pretty good view for you guys. And let's go ahead and turn it onto the street here in this Escape. So far it's fairly smooth, so that's good. Just adjusting some mirrors real quick. And if you do get a leather steering wheel on your Escape, it is really comfortable and nice to hold on to compared to the plastic wheel. I want you guys to pay attention to how the driving feels in the Escape, because I know the Bronco Sport has a different like hood design and everything, which could all make the driving feel different. And this is a really nimble vehicle. You can maneuver it around really nicely. We're just gonna go on this street here. Yeah, trans is actually pretty smooth. Sometimes the 8-speed can be a little bit quirky, but it's pretty smooth right now. I'm just gonna dip into some throttle here, see how it is. Yeah, for only doing like a third or half throttle, that's not bad. I mean, it'll get you through some traffic. It didn't even downshift that high. But since it is a brand new car, I want to be nice to it. We're about to get on the freeway on the way back and see how it is on the freeway. See how the brakes are. Oh yeah, brakes feel completely normal. A little bit of traffic. Let's see if we can squeeze in here. There we go. Yeah, it has a really nice feel when driving. Like it feels like the car's really easy to manage, if that makes sense. Ooh, an old 2 valve. Auto start stop just came on, so now we're not using gas, I guess. All right, guys, we're finally moving. That light took forever. By the way, this one does not have the adaptive cruise control and stuff like that. I think you have to get a Ford Co-Pilot 360 Assist Plus or 2.0 Plus package, I believe it's called. We're gonna get back onto the freeway here. This car handles really nicely. You can just zoom around in it. It's really fun to drive. If it had the adaptive cruise control, these buttons would look a little bit different. It would have like a distance button and stuff like that. So when you see the buttons and it looks like this, you already know it doesn't have the adaptive cruise control, which is fine for me because I don't really like all that extra stuff anyway. Although adaptive cruise control is kind of a nicer one, but I just like to be able to just drive the car. All right, guys, here we go. Getting onto the freeway. Let's see how it does. I'm gonna put it in sport mode real quick. There we go. Now we're in sport. Oh darn it! This guy's gonna beat me. Oh, well, you know what? That's okay. That's okay. It's okay to lose every now and then. A little bit of traffic out, so it's kind of frustrating. This Corolla is not paying any attention, so we got to be careful for people like that. You got crazy Vegas drivers. In sport mode, it has a lot better throttle response, and it gives you a lot more thrust for not pushing the gas pedal as much. You can even hear like little turbo sounds too, which is kind of interesting. So if you like turbo noises, you'll like the Escape. So yeah, it does hold gears a little bit longer. You can see it's holding that gear. Very easy to maneuver this around. We're about to turn onto this back street over here and give it a little bit of gas and see what happens. Ah, of course he's going over here too. Let's see how it handles this corner. Not bad, to be honest. Okay, let's give it some gas. Okay, so Subaru's in our way, but it accelerates pretty decent for this segment of vehicle. So I don't think people that buy this will feel like it's too slow or anything like that, but it accelerates decent, especially in sport mode, because then you can just dip into the gas and get a lot of throttle. But I'll see you guys when I get to the Bronco Sport and see if it's different. All right, guys, we're in the Bronco Sport now. Let's see how this one drives in comparison to the Escape. See if we can notice any differences. Let me get my seat situated. Move it up just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. So right off the bat, just from sitting in here, this hood looks completely different than the Escapes. So it gives it a much different feel when you're sitting in the driver's seat. Visibility is good on both vehicles. Not a fan of the plastic steering wheel, but higher end Broncos you can get the leather wheel. Yeah, the trans is pretty decent. It does do a little bit of like between gear shifts, it kind of like surges forward between it goes into the next gear, which is kind of weird, but maybe it's just because the transmission's cold right now. We'll have to see when it gets a little bit warmer. But yeah, it drives, I mean, I feel like it rides a little bit rougher than the Escape. Maybe it's because it's all-wheel drive, I'm not sure. Maybe it's because it has different suspension. But it does feel like it rides a little bit harsher than the Escape did. All right, let's give it a little bit of gas here. Yeah, when you're just doing like little dipping into the throttle and stuff, definitely not bad as far as power is concerned. I mean, it doesn't necessarily feel slow. It does feel like this one is a little bit heavier though with the all-wheel drive. Like I feel like it is a little bit heavier. The mirrors look a little bit different, so that's interesting. Let's go ahead and adjust it a little bit better. There we go. And if you look in the mirror, I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can see a little Bronco in the mirror on the back glass. So that's a cool little Easter egg. All right, let's turn off onto the street here. Get up to some speed. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Let's go ahead and try sport mode because it'll probably give it better throttle response. So let's go ahead and go to sport here. See how this is. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh wow, that actually felt pretty fast. Or not like fast, but it felt pretty peppy. I do like the way the hood looks like that, and you can kind of see right where the nose ends, where on the Escape it is a little bit more vague. I do like sport mode in both the Escape and this, because it does make it feel a lot peppier. With the turbocharged engine, you do get a lot of low-end torque, 190 pound-feet of torque, so it does feel, yeah. You guys probably didn't hear it on the camera, but it did like a little blow-off valve noise, which is kind of funny. See how the brakes are? Yep, feels the same as the Escape. Same thing with the Escape. This one does not have the adaptive cruise control or anything like that because the buttons are like this. There's no button for like distance and like the lane centering, stuff like that. And when you put it in sport mode, it turns off the auto start stop. Does that on the Escape as well. Yeah, in sport mode, it's not bad at all. Gets up and goes. All this torque. Look, see, we're just zooming past. It feels pretty nimble and stuff like the Escape as well. And like I mentioned earlier, it feels a little bit heavier than the Escape, but it still feels nimble. So you can toss it around and stuff. I'd say I prefer the Bronco Sport's like driving position because it does sit up a little bit higher. It does have more of a commanding view of the road. But I prefer the Escape's like ride, and the Escape feels a little bit more polished, if that makes sense. But it does have nice steering in the Bronco Sport. I mean, it's kind of a matter of preference. You guys should test out both. if you guys are contemplating each car, test out both, see which one you like the best. But keep in mind that the Bronco Sport comes with all-wheel drive, and the Escape, you have to get all-wheel drive. And the Escape will light up the tires from a standstill if you step on it. I don't know if it's because the tires get bad traction or if it's because there's a lot of torque, but it does. So with the all-wheel drive, you don't have to worry about that. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one.